today's show with a new undercover video that shows the co-author of Project 2025 bragging about his ties to Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, even as Trump is trying to distance himself from the right-wing blueprint for his potential second term. The video features Russell Vought, who is director of the Trump White House Office of Management and Budget. It shows Vought meeting in a five-star Washington, D.C. hotel with two men he thought were relatives of a wealthy conservative donor. But Vought was actually talking to two undercover reporters with the Center for Climate Reporting, an independent British news outlet. They were secretly recording him. In a minute, one of those reporters will join us. But first, this is the video report accompanying their new investigation. It's called Undercover in Project 2025, the secretive second phase and the radical policies for rollout on day one.
Two undercover reporters posing as donors are about to meet one of the key architects of Project 2025, the radical plan for Trump's second term, in a hotel suite rigged with hidden cameras.
Nice to meet you. Would you like coffee or something? I'd love coffee, yeah. Great.
Meet Russ Vought.
Russell Vought, the former director of the Office of Management and Budget.
He's been called the most dangerous MAGA diehard you've never heard of.
I am opposed to the Department of Education because I think it's the Department of Critical Race Theory.
The Russ Vought were comrades in arms.
Formerly a cabinet member and chief lieutenant in the first Trump admin,
I want to thank Russ for doing an incredible job.
he now runs a group called Center for Renewing America.
An organization that I helped turn into the Death Star that is accomplishing all the debates that you are reading about. I think you have to rehabilitate Christian nationalism. You have the largest deportation in history, block funding for Planned Parenthood. I want to be the person that crushes the deep state.
Vought is one of the key authors of the blueprint for a second Trump administration.
Project 2025.
It's an ambitious 920-page blueprint.
Like eliminating the Department of Education.
The mass firings of civil servants.
Banning access to the abortion pill and further restricting abortion rights.
In recent weeks, the plans have become so controversial that Trump has been forced to distance himself.
They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right. And they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is, it's Project 25.
Are you ready? I know nothing about Project 25. I haven't seen the document. I don't intend to really see the document.
But behind closed doors, Vought tells us not to take Trump's disavowal seriously.
I expect you to hear 10 more times from the rally, the president, distancing himself from the left's boogeyman of Project 2025.
Yeah. And you're not worried about that?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
He's running against a brand. He is not running against any people.
Okay.
He is not running against any institutions. It's interesting. He's in fact not even opposing himself to a particular policy. Yeah. He's been at our organization. He's raised money for our organization. He's blessed it from I remember walking into our last day in office and told him what I was going to do. So he's very supportive of what we do.
Our investigation into Project 2025 began 2 weeks before the meeting with Vought at a conference for religious nationalists in D.C.
The truth is, Christian nationalism is not a threat to American democracy. Christian nationalism founded American democracy.
Journalists from the Center for Climate Reporting have come posing as potential donors, looking to meet those involved in Project 2025. They're not hard to find. The Heritage Foundation, the group running the project, are here. So is Vought's think tank. We make the acquaintance of Mika Meadowcroft, an author on Project 2025 and a close aide to Vought. He tells us that Vought is running the secretive second phase of Project 2025.
And the second phase, after the book came out, was to break down actual sort of policy packets and executive orders and agenda items and things like that. That's been supervised largely by us.
The first phase of Project 2025 was a 922-page policy book published openly. The second phase is a comprehensive, concrete transition plan for each federal agency. These much more detailed plans are confidential.
Yeah.
Because obviously you want as little of it to be FOIA-able, if you're familiar with the FOIA process, as possible. Freedom of
Information Act, yeah.
The Freedom of Information Act allows the public to request government communications, but Meadowcroft reveals they plan to avoid these rules.
Yeah, the goal is, familiarize all the transition team people with these plans, but you don't actually send them to their work emails, because then, you could just give the handbooks to everyone, be like, this is the game plan for the admin. If the press knows that that's what you're doing, that they're going to immediately just say, I request all of your emails from Heritage.
Okay.
You worker.
I see.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
Meadowcroft offers to set up a meeting with his boss, Russ Vogt.
You could put me in touch with somebody who looks after his diary or whatever.
Yes, I can put you in touch with his schedule. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Great.
So just tell me when to do that.
We want to meet the man writing the game plan for Trump's second administration. Vogt believes that in his first term, Trump's agenda was frustrated by what he calls the deep state. So Vogt is planning a radical centralization of government power under the president, firing civil servants and ending the independence of agencies like the FBI and DOJ.
80% of my time is working on the plans of what's necessary to take control of these bureaucracies. And we are working doggedly on that, whether it's destroying their agency's notion of independence. They're independent from the president.
Vogt has also been preparing documents based on fringe legal theories, arguing the president has the power to use the military against protesters.
George Floyd obviously was not about race. It was about destabilizing the Trump administration. We put out, for instance, a 50-page paper designed for lawyers to know that the president has the ability both along the border and elsewhere to maintain law and order with the military, and that's something that it's going to be important for him to remember and his lawyers to affirm. But we've given them the case for that.
With loyalists installed in key government agencies and armed with his playbook, Vogt believes a radical Christian nationalist agenda can be realized under a second Trump presidency. For example, on abortion.
So I think the president's actually come up with a strategy that works, so long as you are giving people like me in the government the ability to block funding for Planned Parenthood, block funding for fetal tissue research. But what I've told people is he had the most pro-life record ever. I've never seen him to stand in the way of a pro-life initiative that actually was real, politically and with momentum.
And for Vogt, Trump's pick for vice president shows he's serious about pushing this ideological agenda when in power.
So I am very happy with the JD pick. I think it's transformative for sure. And think of him as a member version of what we do. So there's no think tank, no policy organization, no battle plan creator other than us for the worldview that I think Donald Trump has and that JD has.
But as public backlash against these plans builds, the Trump campaign has been scrambling to distance themselves from Project 2025's authors.
It's complete and utter bullshit for any reporter to write that this is the way it is. The president's made it clear these people do not speak for him. They do not speak for the campaign.
But Vogt tells us that behind the scenes, things are much friendlier. The Trump campaign recently picked him to write the Republicans' policy platform, making him essentially Project 2025's man on the inside.
I think the best example is the campaign selected me to be the platform because of their views on my policy ideas, and they're not running from all of the negativity that I get from the press.
I see. So they haven't been spooked on you as a person, you don't think?
No, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be their transition pick because then they have all these kinds of stories. But no, the relationship. That president, if a battle plan is out there that will do what he wants, there are the people like me that have his trust that will be able to get it to him. In whatever position we're at, or I could be at Center for New America, but the relationships will be there, the trust level will be there.
Project 2025's Radical Phase 1 policy book turned into a PR disaster.
The director of Project 2025 has stepped down after facing criticism from both Democrats and the Trump campaign.
But Vote's Phase 2 battle plans, top secret and handed directly to the transition team, remain unburdened by the brand.
And are you going to rebrand that second phase at all?
For what I do, the brand's not important.
And you're not worried that if it has Project 2025 on, he's going to go
no.
And you're not going to publish those?
No.
They go straight to.
Yeah, they're very, very close hold. Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. It's been an education.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Anytime.
Thank you very much. You can show us that out.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Don't got no heart, I got an icebox. Brand new roller, swipe out the G-Shock. Moving slowly, I know the street hack. No more double, go ahead and detox. Came from the trenches, they ain't showing us no love. Dying in the city, all we wanted was a hug, yeah. We on the block like every night to catch a buzz. Get the cash and take my family out the hood, that's a must. Was a hood baby with no soldiers. Bad past never left my mind, it's taking over. No, I should've died, that's why it's hard to stay sober. Glad to see the sun, but my heart getting colder. Life's so crazy, what we been through. When you die, the only time that they gon' miss you. Told my mama, no more tears, no more tissue. We was just some hood baby with some issues. Hood baby from the struggle. Long time had a hustle. Glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. Hood baby from the struggle. Long time had a hustle. Glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. Pull up in that rain, see me ballin', yeah. 30 piece on my wrist like I'm Harden. Either they love me or I'm a target. Cause the ice on me is flawless. I've been busy and picking up when you callin'. And on purpose, I hate the fact we ain't talking. But anything that you need, dog, I got you, I mean that. All this pressure make it hard not to relapse. Build up aggression, make it hard for me to relax. To the hood, baby, ain't no way that I'ma lead that. My dogs need hope, step it up, I gotta be that. Cause life's so crazy, oh, it ain't go. I'ma love you way before I gotta miss you. Hold this mama by my side, give her some tissue. We were just a hood, baby, with some issues. Hood, baby, from the struggle.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know who it is, man. Y'all know the voice, y'all know the sound. Good morning, everybody. Yay! Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good to see everybody in the chat room this morning. Hope y'all are doing great. I know I am, but good morning, everybody. We're going to get this thing started off right here. Y'all stay tuned, like it or not. It's about to go down.
I'm just glad we made it through. Hood baby from the struggle. Long time had a hustle. I'm glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. I'm glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you so salty? I'll still think about it.
We be faster than Django.
So salty, I'll still think about it.
We can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Good morning, good morning, good morning again, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you get your coffee, your tea, whatever it is you need to get your morning started. What we're going to do real quick before Rebecca comes on, let's do our shout outs in the chat real quick, man. Let's see who we got with us today. Bear witness. Good morning, Charlie Gentleman here. Good morning to you. Brian West. Good morning. What's going on, Brian? Long time no see. Pixie on the moon. Hey, Pixie. Good to see you again. Meat Cakes 87. Good morning. Dimitri, what's going on? Looney Tunes. Good morning. Oh, happy birthday, Truth Dragon. Hey. Happy birthday, Truth Dragon. Good to see you. Tyler Hector, good morning. Tony Rizzo, good morning to you. Mark Saunders in the building. What's going on, Mark? Parker, good morning. Bad Lefty, Jerry McLean, what's going on? Mary C. the Purple Dragon. What's up, Mary? Good to see you. Mary. Why you okay. Dark Amy Mariah. Good morning. Snack Panther, what's going on? Good to see you. Make sure I got everybody. Perry Anderson, what's going on? True Dragon again, what's going on? Hey, Alicia, good morning to you. Lady Lou, good morning. Sean Payne, good morning. Birdie, hey Birdie. I feel like it's been so long. I haven't seen y'all in so long. Y'all get some background music going on here. Boom. Okay, cool. All right. Mary C. Fatal Flaw Dragon, what's going on? It's good to see y'all. T Tweety and Jay Clee. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good to see y'all, man. Y'all stay tuned. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Hey. She's got a million problems on her plate, and you know she's gonna chew them and spit them out. And if you have not already, share, like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff, man. Go tell a friend and tell them to tell a friend and tell them to tell a friend and tell like 30 other 40 more friends. Y'all get this stream up, man. Go tell everybody and say, come join us. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Y'all would have missed this, you know. She's got what you want. She's got what you need. You know she's got everything. So boy, I'm multitasking this morning. Snack Panther, I appreciate you. You look good yourself. Virtually, I guess. Magnet Mafia, what's going on? Good morning. I know, it just feel like it's been so long. So long. And since I haven't seen Brian West in so long, Richard Thole, good morning. Your pal Wit, what's going on? Wit, what's going on? Good morning to you. She's got what you want. She's got what you need. You know she's got everything. So boy, don't you cry. Leave all your worries behind. Just come to mama. Come on. Just come I know, Looney Tunes, it has been forever, hasn't it? See, y'all better not be. Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Okay. I don't like that one. No. Just come to mama. Come on. Just come to mama. All right. We're going to get the show started, y'all. But before we do, I got to give y'all at least one. What do you call an animal that knows if you're lying? What do you call an animal that knows if you're lying? A sea lion. Like it or not, it's about to go down. David, roll the damn intro. Y'all leave me alone.
Is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. We're about to let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for like it or not. We're about to let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, trying to find the meaning of life. Why the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like it or not starts now.
Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hello there. Oh. Hello there, and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not get. Oh, I was going to do the whole thing. I keep doing that. Let me get this light correct.
And then Ben right. Mic off. Look,
and my mic is off.
We just not prepared this morning.
See, look, it's all over the place.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
And then Bubba, your camera was perfect a second ago, and then it went.
Right. And then it went.
Is my mic on now?
Yeah, your mic was on the whole time, Rebecca.
Yeah, it was Ben's mic. Ben's mic wasn't on.
Ben's mic. So, because now my
if you had,
wasn't working.
I'm about to say, if you had headphones, you would know. We're not going to go there. That's old school.
2023 is still on the intro. 2023 is still
Y'all
on the
going
intro.
for blood this morning. My
that is, I see.
So let's take it back. Go ahead. Let's take it back. Flip it and reverse it.
I may not be working on a new intro that I'm gonna get your opinion on later. But
okay.
Very overzealous, real overzealous, but I got some ideas.
Is it very demure, as the children are saying today? Is it
what
very
demure?
You saying demure today?
But wait, I didn't see that one yesterday. Demure.
As bougie as my vocabulary is, I don't even use that one.
The children are using it, and I need them to stop as soon as Monday comes immediately at midnight, because I am tired of it. But demure is being utilized in the right and wrong ways all over the internet because
Jesus
TikTok video. But let's rewind it and let's give these people a good greeting. Go ahead, Bubba.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to Like It or Not.
Where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. We almost, it's fine. It's okay. It works.
Good morning, though, guys. Ooh, you know, it's good. It's a great day to be Black.
Amen.
And every day is a great day to be Black. As I look at my, did you put on makeup today, Bubba? Because you said you had.
Yeah, I was playing.
Your skin just looks great. Okay.
I was looking at that when I turned on the camera and I'm like, damn, I look good. And I had to give myself that compliment this morning. I'm like, damn, the beard was sitting, everything. I was like, okay.
Because ain't nobody got a beard like
here.
Nobody has a beard like you, Bubba.
Nobody. And I can say that. And I can say that. And every time I get on the camera, like, look at that beard. I'm like,
Absolutely.
thank you.
The beard is bearded with 2 streaks, like the perfectly positioned streaks.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, no, this is not paint. That I did not do this. It grew naturally like this by itself. It's stress. That's what that is. Stress.
David Ben is a celebrity. So he has to make sure the skin looks great on episodes. He said that makeup was your thing, but you were having long days, long nights, as you're also a father. So you had to make sure you kept that skin skinning. But I'll say this, Bubba, as your beard always shines, Ben on Leftist Mafia got on that episode, and it actually became a praise episode for you and your work in
yes, it
this
did.
space of politics. We had Professor who was on there? Professor, the one you love that looks like the white man. He's the white man. I'm like K.
Oh, Harvey K. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I apologize, Professor Harvey K. But he said, Rebecca, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you from Benjamin's Benjamin Dixon show. That's now mine. Yeah. Yeah, you do. No, but we spent that moment with the people on Leftist Mafia who actually, and he even shouted you out, Bubba. He said,
really?
You play the great, you spin the great record, you spin the great tunes. Also, it turned into a moment where I was actually able to give you your flowers. You weren't on air, but I was able to give you your flowers in that moment, Ben. And everybody else also agreed on how you are a pillar in the space for politics in the digital space. And they talked about how they met you, their moments with you. And Professor K said, yeah, but I knew him before all y'all. And I said, and you probably did. And you probably did. So, but yeah, I just wanted to, take a moment and hand you guys your
flowers. That love. We appreciate
Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like I pulled a muscle up on this right side, but
who you was beating up?
When you listen, when you're fighting the enemy,
come on, somebody.
When you got your foot on the enemy's neck.
Oh,
when you are armored, or whatever, with the breastplate, and you having to fight for your life every day, okay? And you getting up, and the devil, what they said, when you put your feet on the floor, and the devil and the enemy and everybody, all the ops, they are upset.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against some of these ops.
Yeah,
these ops.
Okay, the spiritual ops, the ops in real life. You being the op to yourself. That's why my neck hurt, because I'm, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like just right up in there. But yeah, it's been it's been so I'm gonna check in with you guys and how your week was. And I wanted to start with you, Bubba. You weren't here last Saturday, but we felt you in spirit. So how was your week this week?
We weren't here last Saturday.
It was good. I'm sorry, y'all. That was my mama. I think you said, how was your week last week and this week? It was great. I mean, it was good. I don't know. I feel like I'm on this new journey of self-awareness and getting back to me.
Okay.
I think it was one of those things like I don't know. I don't know, but just there's a shift. There's a shift in the atmosphere.
Hey,
okay. I knew you would like that, man. Yeah, and because it just dawned. I mean, like it's like a shift. So it was like, and I tell this story because I like to be vulnerable. There was at one point. It was one morning. Q is my roommate. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up because my spirit wasn't sitting right and just started bawling, crying when I was in bed. Just just ugly crying. And so after a while, I got up, went downstairs, and went outside because I'm like, I don't want to wake anybody up. So I went outside and smoked me a black and just trying to get myself together, and just waterworks came. So I was going to text Q. Granted, y'all, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning around this time. I was going to text Q and ask him if he was up, and I typed it in, but I never pressed send. And so put the phone down. While a couple of seconds later, this black man opened the door. He popped his head up. You okay? What's wrong? So, I'm glad he came out there and talked to me, calmed me down a little bit. But I don't know. There was a shift, and there's a need from okay, I need to get myself together. I know I've been worrying about trying to get everybody else together and do everything for everybody. I'm like, it's not time to focus on me. So I've started to book my therapy sessions. just to get back to me. My creativity is starting to flow back some. I went out last week, y'all. Like my social battery, I feel my social battery a little bit. So it felt good to get back to me a little bit. Yeah, I'm still struggling, but at least I'm starting to get back to myself and feel better again. Because if I don't,
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Okay.
But other than that, the week was good though. The week was good.
That story is good. Your story just helps somebody else who, sometimes that breakthrough looks like you getting up in the middle of the night crying and talking it out, and then having that spark of, you know what? This breakthrough is feeling like, because that's a breakthrough. Sometimes it looks like you're breaking, but in that time, let me tell you something I had listened to, and I didn't, you know how we do on Like It or Not. We're going to get into some politics.
Come on.
But I was listening to Todd Galbraith, and he has a song about the potter. And they said how, with the potter, like with the what is the thing called? When you're potting, okay? The clay.
The wheel.
So you're the clay. And sometimes when you're messed up, right? You it's like you can't be used again. What you're going to do? Take some more clay? No. Even when you're messed up and even when you're hardened, right? You think you're broken and you can't be used again. All it takes is some water, some heat, to bring it back to clay and be molded again into what it's supposed to be. The breaking, the heat, the rain, all of that stuff is for you to be created new anytime. You can always be molded into what you're supposed to be. Sometimes it's us blocking that because of our mind and our anxiety and our shame and our past, but you are basically, I would like to say, because on this show, we collectively believe in the Lord, but whatever you believe in, whatever that is, you are clay, and you can be molded by the potter, by what, you, even if you believe that's yourself, you can be molded. Okay. You're not unusable when it's already created and cemented. But when it's broken, you think you can't use it no more. No, it can be broken down and made new again, over and over and over again. So think of yourself as clay and think of God as the potter who can continuously.
You can't preach on here and not let me get a little bit past the mic.
Let me get in there. Get in there. Somebody church in a minute, okay?
James, I was listening to you, man. Y'all been with me for a while. We've been together for a while. I guess more than 4 years now, maybe 5 years. But towards, I guess, 4 years ago, it's more. 5 years ago, I started waking up in the middle of the night every morning. It didn't matter. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And what I learned to do in that time, some of us have to tell you off air because we don't know, everybody know how we meditate all the time. But I would meditate and I would spend time with God, but I would meditate, man. And let me tell you, those morning hours when you get woken up like that, man, just take that time to do exactly what you did. But allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to mourn, allow yourself to grieve, but also allow yourself to grow in that time, because you really aren't going to have during the day. You're not going to have that freedom of that space. You'll see how empty that morning time is at 4 o'clock in the morning. And if you start leaning into that molding process that Rebecca's talking about, man, you will voluntarily get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning. You can have that dedicated time.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, and maybe that's what I need, and that's being that. I'm glad that you said that, because that makes sense, because I've been up and down. Like once I go to sleep, boom, it never fails. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I'm like, okay, then I go back down at 7 o'clock, back up again. So I'm glad that you said that. I'm gonna take that, because at this point, it's just like around that time, it's like I have that feeling of I feel like I need to be doing something.
Listen, man, it was 4 o'clock in the morning is when I got like literally every insight and revelation and everything that I have and I'm working on that is coming out, and
that's that
all
time.
that stuff. That's that time, man. It'll flow right then.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
It will make you restless where you get up and you start compiling all that information. The enemy wants to fight you at that time as well, because that's when those are the hours where you got to get up and be creative or jot down that thing that's on your mind. Those are that's the time. That's the time. But I hope that you really apply what we said to you, because I told you 2 weeks ago, or whether it started this month or when you started, your stuff, like you are a pillar. Like people mention your names in rooms that you're not in. Like, you know, just the professor, even if it's something small, that just the professor saying that you spin some great records. Okay.
Right.
Just remembering that about you. So you got to know that about you too. You got to believe.
Spin records, blue.
I feel like I know where that's from. I'm not always somebody to jump on the oh, I know where that's from type. I don't. Because I'm what?
Not because you're young, you old enough to know this. Players Club.
Yeah, Players Club.
Oh,
Jamie Foxx.
But you know, with Players Club, I've watched it. But to be in that where I'm like, oh, I know that part that came from.
Oh, you didn't watch it that many times.
No.
Look, all I came here to do is dance. No,
I just know, like I'm seeing a blonde wig.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing, you know,
that Ronnie. Which one? It was
Ronnie
was the one with the wig.
Yeah, the blonde wig. Yeah,
I'm seeing an ass being smacked. I'm seeing like that. Like, look, it's just the whole thing. But that's all I remember. Anywho, I hope you received that, Bubba. Ben,
I do.
How was
Thank
your
y'all
week?
so much.
Yeah. Nah, the week is weakened. You know, it's I'm in that interesting phase of you know a change is coming, and you know the season is changing, but you just don't know exactly when that hump is going, and you got to just keep on working. And the thing is, it's great because like the work I've been doing and everything I'm working on, like you see progression, you see it getting closer, you see it getting better. I see all the stuff moving in the right direction, but it's still like you're in that season where you got to wait and not faint.
Ooh, the waiting season is always uncomfortable.
Ain't it though?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, no, and it's not even other than that. I've grown to appreciate the wait. Like how long can you endure? And I'm like, I can endure a little bit more. God,
get somebody else to do it.
Okay, like Lord Jesus, this mountain. I know I didn't climb this mountain
Look.
already, Lord.
Hey, look, dude, my mama said it like this. She said, Ben, you've been around this mountain a long time. When you gonna get from around this mountain?
Oh Lord, not Mama tired too. Listen, Smokey Roper was preaching, and he said his mama had came to him, you know, one time when he just kept on going and said, God told me to become a singer. God told and she's like, baby, maybe you gotta get into because it's not working for you. Maybe you gotta move on. And he said while he was preaching, sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to put you like this because maybe God sent that maybe God sent that in that moment that I needed to hear it. I thought I was going to be this type of singer, but I knew that it was still in my heart. So when you came to me and told me, maybe this ain't for you, I was like, get thee behind me, Satan. And it made him understand that this is for me, but there's something that I'm trying to like squeeze in here. And God was like, it's because you're trying to do this worldly music. He was signed to Prince, he said, and was supposed to drop a song, but he had to go through the waiting season when God told him no. And his mom was like, it's not working for you. But he's like, nah, I got to go through that waiting season. And at the end of it, because everybody is not going to see and everybody's not going to really get it. They're going to see something else. They're going to see all the pain and all the other stuff. They're not going to really understand, but you know what you're waiting for. And once you get through that, it's going to be for such a time as this.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. I can't wait till I can look back. And I appreciate it. Everything right. This is a developmental. I appreciate how much time and debt and detail it has been given to me. Attention has been given to me. I appreciate it, but Lord knows I cannot wait till I can look back and say, "Whoo, that was an interesting period." I want to look back at it now, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm grateful.
Yeah,
right.
Just stay the course.
Yeah, and you know that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how about you? How was your week?
Oh, as far as the shoulder when I was fighting the enemy, because it's really right here. My week has been weaking, and I'm so grateful that it has. This month has started out, you know, it's not bad, but my mind, I tell you guys this, I've been fighting intrusive thoughts. It's my mind that wants me to find something bad. I was just talking to my best friend on the phone, which it's all I talk to my best friend. But I was talking to her on the phone, and I was literally having the conversation about how nothing be wrong, but you be ready for it to go wrong.
Yeah.
Look, that didn't hit you like it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Nothing be wrong, but you always ready for something to be wrong.
No,
it actually hit a little bit more than you think. It's like,
it's just like you can't enjoy the moment because you're looking for something wrong.
Every single time.
Exactly.
And
God.
I know that be a part of my mental health check-in every Saturday, but y'all, it be a real thing when you are battling, as I said, the enemy, but when you're battling yourself and the thoughts that were planted. And when you're already, I read a verse that said, I knew who you were before I created you. Like before you were in the womb, I already knew you. Ooh. Yes. And then because you know it. And it also said, I also basically destined, you were destined to be something already before you came out of the womb. So everything was already ready. But the things that we put in our head out of fear, and again, anxiety. I dropped my first episode of Shades of Good News this week on Wednesday. And I told you guys last week, I'm just gonna drop it. I'm just gonna drop it, okay, guys? Because the filming of it, quality, great. Of course, by these cameras, Ben, that we always get compliments on. People always trying to find out what cameras we got.
Yes.
Benjamin P. Dixon. And
back when I had money,
I said I'm not going to use my mic because I had something to do that day, and my camera was just whistling away. Not my camera, my computer was just in the background. Yeah. But I still dropped it. When I dropped it, I didn't tell anybody. I wanted the organic views, and I just threw it, and I let it be what it was going to be. Everybody reached out to me like, "Excuse me, you dropped the show and we didn't know? Like, what's going on?" And I was just like, I just wanted to drop it. No, and that was my fear for myself.
You look beautiful. Oh my God, your skin looks so amazing, Rebecca.
That's me when I know photo in real life, and they try to do
that.
I love it.
What's that girl show? They got the perfect lighting for black folks. Lisa Ray's first show.
Insecure.
Issa Rae. Yes.
Insecure.
You got lighting like Insecure right there.
Okay.
Yes,
I
like for
that.
real.
I love that, and I felt insecure dropping it. And so I threw my stuff. I got, my best friend was like, "You did great." My other best friend was like, "Thank you for dropping this. This is for you." And then and then Olay reached out. She was like, "Girl, no, you let me know when you drop stuff so we can push that out there, so we can get that out there. You have a community, basically." And she created my thumbnail for me after the fact. And she was like, "No, we are going to make sure that we rally around you because you know us. You have us as a group." But I just really was intrusive in my head saying, you are on, even though I know I'm on the biggest shows, people know my gifts. I know this, but for myself, I was really beating myself up about this, and everybody knows that this has been a passion project. The viewers know that this has been a passion project of mine. I have sat with you guys countless times, been you over the phone, telling like I want to do something like this, and it was just to do it. And when I dropped it, I did not know that the support was going to be like it was. Yeah. And I really appreciate everybody for really just being in the waiting with me. My waiting was self-inflicted, debilitating moment, and it caused me to procrastinate because I thought of myself as, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? And I'm always pouring into you guys, but I find it the most difficult, and you guys may be able to relate to this, to pour back into myself.
Yeah.
And so in this moment, I was like, no, Beck, it's all you. This is what you want to do. And it really poured into me when I sat there and edited it. I looked at myself and I tried to pick myself apart. Look at your skin. Look at your, your haircut sucks. I just went into all this negative space. Like
your eyebrows are on fleek though. Your eyebrows,
the whole thing.
The background, the lighting. Listen, I almost want to tell you to go ahead and change the camera around and go get that angle because the kitchen lighting, the refrigerator. You got the bag on the colors coordinating.
My elbow parts in the bag. It's like yeah.
And that's what. And Becca, just want you to know, I've been giving people their flowers all week and telling them like, hey, because of y'all motivate me and push me to make myself better, especially when it comes to doing things like this in this kind of space and creative songs. Like I have a friend that's writing music, and his tenacity, his drive, like to keep going. I used to be like, damn, boy, slow down. Why are you writing so much music? But like at the end of the day, I'm like, it sounds so good. You got to get yourself out there. And so like with you, when I saw this episode, I'm just like, damn, Becca really did that, man, and she looks freaking amazing.
Yes.
So I'm just like, bro, I'm about to get there because now I got to drop by for the show. I got to do it.
Yeah.
And like, just wanted to switch some things around like you did. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Kudos
so
to
much.
you, Becca. Kudos.
Yeah, because I don't want people in my house. But I was
Exactly.
like, you know what? Let me go ahead and change this mood up. But I really did this, and it actually blessed me. I was like, you know what? I got so much good news to spread that I see every single day. And I think that it goes under the radar because we're so focused on one type of news when it comes to Black people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even if it's like this story that I heard just like a few months ago that didn't go anywhere, and I don't want to say it right now because it's going to drop on Wednesday on the second episode, but like so many great Black stories, even if they're local, even if they're here, whatever, but there's so many moments that have bad in them, but we literally look at the bad so much that we forgot about this good moment that happened in this story. So let's highlight those because we not just gonna be Black people in America who are centered only around negative news. Every time we're on there, we need some puff pieces in our life, especially now in this moment, because we're great. As far as like who we are, people are achieving things, and I think the more you hear that, the more you can possibly find a way to relate. Like Simone actually said in that clip that's on the show, you can find a way to relate and utilize those things in your own life.
That's right.
But David, can you roll it to the beginning? I want my people to see the beginning of the all the way in the beginning, so y'all can see the intro.
Run that.
Shades of Good News with me, Rebecca Azar. Shades of Good News is dedicated to highlighting positive news stories from around the world centering Black people. I want to celebrate us because Black people aren't a monolith. So why should our stories be? From entrepreneurship to trailblazing leaders to people who are talking about social change, anything, as long as it centers positive news within the Black community, you'll hear it right here. I'm committed to bringing you the bright side of Black in news, the vibrant, positive shades of our story, just like our skin. Yep.
You ate that
right now.
Hey.
You threw right out.
That's good stuff, Rebecca. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Look, because that's how I talk with my hands. Get it off. I don't want to see myself. But no, thank you guys so much. And you guys pour into me all the time, and I appreciate it. It's the love that I tend to forget, and so sad because I minimize that and I magnify the things that that are not true about myself, and that's the issue, that's the problem. And so I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about doing this with y'all and just giving you guys 15 to 30 minutes of some positive news, and y'all rocking with me. Thank you for the great comments so far. I know all of you guys are asking, just when the next episode is gonna come out. It's gonna come out next Wednesday at noon.
That's what's up.
And shout out to Jada, because Jada was one of the first people to be like, good job. So shout out to Jada Dixon. That's Benjamin P. Dixon's wife. She gonna ride. She gonna ride.
Right.
That's one thing my wife does is she gonna ride for the team.
Yeah, because when I was like, first of all, we don't want to hear all that, but thank you for clarifying.
I was saying that she talked about us, man, and I wasn't going to say.
That's why I said for the team. I said let me add on for the team because I knew the spirit was saying don't finish the sentence that way, Dixon.
No,
I've been around long enough to not make those double entendre mistakes. But anyway,
not us. And then you know what they were saying on Leftist Mafia? They were saying Professor Harvey was like, me and Ben and Bubba were having such a great time, and then no, Letterhack was there too. He said we were having such a great time, and then Rebecca popped in, and then we had to get all serious.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got work to do.
Well, I remember that because we were cutting up bad too.
Anywho, if you guys are here
she wore the battery out on Wednesday.
Yeah, if you guys are here this morning right now, we're about to get into some politics real quick. But as I go change my battery to my camera, I want you guys to make sure you're liked. You have liked, you have shared, you have subscribed to our individual channels. And right here on Like It or Not, I also want to make sure if you are not a Patreon, head over to patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com /like it or not, because that means if you are here through our whole church moment that we're going to have every Saturday morning, then that means that you like the show, because we're about to get into some politics and some real stuff.
I love it.
Rebecca don't miss anything. She might not say nothing, but she don't miss a god doggone beat, Rebecca Azor. But that's what's up. And y'all tip y'all host. What is it? On
Becca's voice.
Becca's voice.
Because they ain't monetizing me on here, but that's
Venmo.
right. They hating from the outside, but that's all right. We in here. But yes.
And y'all go follow my page so I can build my subscribers up and get monetized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, let me make sure I subscribe to your page too, man.
Because it be us promoting and be like, oh, we didn't even subscribe.
Right. Like, oh, damn, I ain't do that shit.
I didn't even see that. You got, yeah. So make sure you subscribe. There is a story that I wanted to start with. And I guess there's so much out right now. I don't even know where to start.
Right.
I think I want to start with Trump, but I don't. And then I want to go straight into Kamala, but I don't. But I actually want to show you how the right, the conservatives, are losing their minds right now.
Yes.
Because Kamala happens to be the favorite at the moment. Not only is she the favorite, she actually is showing and proving, and it's so quick. And people are upset about it, to the point where on CNN, Abby Phillips, who we known has sat in so many hot seats, has had to endure so much. And when she's in a panel with her black friends and her white friends,
right,
what happens at that table with the conservatives, the Democrats, the progressives, the Republicans, whatever they identify as on that day, what happens is it gets real messy. And one white woman, I don't even know her name,
Nancy Machi.
Thank you, Benjamin P. Dixon. Okay, and are you pronouncing the last name correctly? We
on
don't
purpose,
care.
Machi. Machi is what they say.
Mateo, whatever, because she ain't trying to get Kamala's name correctly. So let's go ahead and look at this exchange with her just not being able to say what a thing is, because a thing is a thing, people, but she can't seem to get it. Let's take a listen.
Child.
This one's the one that I sent you. This one's not the name. I'll grab the name in a second while I'm playing this one. This is the one where Abby puts her on the spot and she implodes completely. Mace implodes.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see that one.
Certainly take that, but I'm wondering.
And a lot of rich history comes out of my district in South Carolina that I'm deeply proud of.
With respect.
Trump injecting Vice President Harris's race and then suggesting that she's not actually black. Why is he doing that? Should he stop?
Well, I mean,
yes or no?
I didn't hear him say it. I didn't hear what he said about her race. I am not going to weigh in on her race. As a woman,
I did say it.
Okay, well, as a woman, I want to weigh in.
She turned black, he said she was raised Indian. Now she was Indian, all he knew. Now she's
she's a mixed race, she's a mixed race.
He said that to the National Association of Black Journalists.
Right.
He went to, and he said at the same event where he said he'd done more for black people than any president in history.
I guess here's the thing.
When he was president, wages for women were better than they've been in a long time. Wages for blacks were better than they've been in a long time.
Lowest black unemployment rate in history.
He did a lot of good. He did a lot of good.
Let me just finish this to both of you.
From all walks of the
this
country.
doesn't take that much courage, honestly, to just say that was out of bounds.
I don't know what he said. I didn't see.
He said that she turned black. He questioned whether she was really black. I don't think that's that hard to say. That's out of bounds. Can you say that?
I mean, I didn't say it, and I would not say it.
Just say yes.
I just
we are connected to your inability to pronounce her name.
We are out of time.
It's a very.
We are out of time.
It's a cult. They won't say anything that goes against the cult. Yes, you are. You are a cult member.
Are you kidding me?
It's a cult. If you won't speak out against the cult leader, you're a cult. The cult leader is Donald Trump.
We are out of time at the table.
The fact that you talk to women this way is ridiculous.
You just talked about a black woman.
Look, and the fact that you talk about women, that's why I don't play that whole feminista thing, because it really is only for a certain type of woman. And then I always want to put that out there. You're talking to women that way. Lady, you're talking about a black woman this way, and you're acting like this person does not deserve to be respected in the least. And now you're sitting here at this table. I need to speak to the manager. I need that you're giving that vibe. But how did you guys take this clip? What'd you get out of it?
You know, man, I'm trying not to like betray the ministry in me, but this heifer right here is on like She's representative of all of MAGA, right? It's a game to them. It is a game of disrespect, and it's a cult. They literally cannot say anything that isn't praising. They can't criticize Trump. They can never do that. But if they say anything other than praise for Trump, they get attacked. You see what happened with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan just happened to give somebody else a compliment. He gave Robert Kennedy Jr. a compliment, and MAGA went crazy, and they whipped him back into shape. He had to come back and apologize. Same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. He said he wanted to support somebody else. MAGA beat that boy's behind so bad, he came back and apologized. They are a full-fledged Nazi cult, and Donald Trump is their antichrist leader.
Absolutely.
You said that.
No, it is. He is the Antichrist leader. In this table alone, at this table alone, we see how the Black people are frustrated, and it almost makes us come out and I love that Abby is the moderator here, and she's able to just kind of keep her calm. And for people who can't pronounce, Kamala Harris's name, calm, not Kamala, calm, not koala, Kamala.
You'll notice, Rebecca, on this clip, she actually pronounced it correctly and then intentionally turned around and pronounced it incorrectly. The devil,
so that she can. The devil, get thee behind me, Satan.
Try not to call it.
Literally,
right.
But this is what they do. They want to act like they are not knowledgeable. They want to continue to push misinformation. They want to continue to give the vibes that they have. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see. I didn't hear, I didn't know. And oh my God, did you just put your hands on me? No, lady, we saying that this is what her name is. Did you just call me no, lady? We're literally telling you to pronounce her name correctly, but it causes all of this division. And the reason I can understand the frustration of the people of color that are sitting at that table, the Black folks, the Black men who are literally saying, girl, just say what you literally just said. You can't even, if the frustration of the stupidity, the ignorance that isn't really ignorance, they try to present it that way to make excuses for their behavior, all for their antichrist, which is, like you said, Donald Trump. You get nothing out of this. Nobody knows you, lady. You get nothing out of this but a check. You will continue to do that. And when history does, the history books do open, you will be on the side of this. Just like we can always remember when we saw what the little girl name is that they ain't little girl no more, but out in Louisiana when she had to desegregate the schools there. The one that was walking down the street and we see all the time, a little Black girl. I don't know why I can't get this name.
Oh Lord, now if you asked me, I would have told you.
We know her. But anywho, just like the people who were yelling at her, Ruby Bridges, just like the people who were yelling at, thank you guys, because it's crazy. It's the morning, but it's about to be 2 minutes of the afternoon. But just like the people who were outside yelling at her, we know that's what within your grandparents.
Exactly.
And they're in those photos and we can identify them. And this woman will be that person that played that role as well. That's equivalent in my mind, because all of those comments that some of these people are making on X, which is Twitter, and we will all y'all think it's not going to be there. Those videos that you guys put on TikTok, just in being outright nationalist, evangelicals, how you call them, evangelicals, racist people who are cosplaying like they are for Trump. We will always remember that, because now you done documented yourself in the internet for us all to see. And we will always remember when things when it hits the fan, while you trying to flip sides, is this you?
Yeah.
Sam?
Is this you?
Is this you? Yeah, but go ahead and play that next clip, Mr. Producer.
It's the one right here.
And Kamala's
you had it right. You almost got
I
it.
can say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No,
but
you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
Mispronouncing her name. That's a refusal to acknowledge her humanity. If I purposely mispronounce your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies are Joe Biden. Kamala.
Oops. Did I do that? My bad. That was my fault, David. Run it again. I think that was me.
Look, David gone.
Hang on. All right.
Michael.
Let's try it again.
Michael.
That sounds like self-hatred and justification of white supremacy. And let me just say this, because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a
BS.
racist.
That is complete.
You don't have to intend racism
No,
to
no. You are
accomplish it.
intending that
Your
I am
disrespect
racist,
of Kamala
and
Harris
that
is part and
offensive.
parcel of a
And
tradition.
it's
It's
wrong.
disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman,
and it's
why can't you
it's
just?
offensive.
Why
That
can't
is
I'm not calling you a
disgusting.
racist.
No,
I'm
you
telling
are.
you what the
You
practice
are.
is
You
racist.
are. You absolutely
That
are.
is the better way
That
of
is-
saying
let me
it.
get-
Disrespecting. No, what's disgusting
That
is
is
your
disgusting.
disrespect of her.
Professor.
This gentleman said,
You know what?
I
You know
didn't know
what's
her name.
disgusting
He's
to
trying
women
to do
is
it.
her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is. And if 25 years ago,
White
I
women don't
became-
have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not
Say
real
that.
women.
25
They
years
care
ago,
for your babies
25
and
years
respected
ago, I
your
became
humanity.
the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. I
So call her
fought my
name
way
right.
through it.
So
tooth
pronounce
and
her
nail,
name
blood,
right.
So
sweat,
pronounce her
and
name
tears.
right.
Pronounce her name
And
right.
Kamala Harris, if I
Kamala.
were a man,
You
I
said
will
we don't
say
call you Nancy
anything I
Nancy.
want.
It's
Mm.
Kamala. You're doing this on purpose,
That's
Congresswoman.
disrespectful.
If,
You can't expect people to
if
respect
a
your
man put
service
on
if
a
you don't
skirt
respect
and walked
hers.
that stage 25 years ago,
Here
she
we
would
go.
have
White
said
woman
it. She would have
disrespecting a
taken
black
that
woman, that is
achievement away from
problematic.
women.
Professor
That's
Dyson, let me get in
disgusting.
here because I want to
That's
play
disgusting.
one more.
Oh,
bit
she's
of
such a
Ellen.
basic.
She is,
Oh.
bro. And for the simple
Stay
fact that
holy.
she had the nerve to say that you were the first woman to graduate from West Point. If that's the case, then if you got military background, then respect the vice president of the goddamn United States.
Come on, sir.
Regardless of what it is or what it ain't, who's running for president, she's still the vice president, and she's earned that. Put some
Come
respect
on.
on her name and say it right.
Come on. That's a whole nother angle I ain't even thought about. If
Right.
you come on, James, put that together. If you graduated from a military institution, then show some respect for your vice commander in chief.
Mm.
Yo,
Simple as that, bro.
Right.
It's simple as that. You just want to get out here and show your ass for this jackass who's running for president. I'm sorry, I cannot stand that man. And all of this, the
Man being
rhetoric,
Donald Trump.
the rhetoric around everything is just, I'm sick of it, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we can go back to doing 8 a.m. shows again, Ben, because my gosh, it's so much to talk about in this election cycle. I mean, but really not really, because they all talking about the same thing. It's nothing to talk about.
Did y'all see where she went on Twitter and then referred to Michael Eric Dyson and Keith Boykin as boys?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
She did not.
Wow.
She referred to them. She said, "I triggered these boys." Yeah.
Wow.
See, this is their way of being as full Klansmen as they want to be.
Put that clip
and
back up, David.
Get away
in the background.
and get away with it. But yes, she referred to them as boys, which is why it's really hard for me not to stay holy in this.
I know. I get it because I'm out of words because I didn't see that full clip. I saw a clip. Put that clip back up for me, David. I just want that the B-roll to play in the exchange between her and Dyson, because here it gives on mute. It just brings me back again. I'm a picture girl, right? I got to look at it. I got to see it. And the vision that I'm getting from not this white woman, but this one, the vision that I'm getting is the I don't know why I'm not getting names right now, but
describe.
Why am I getting his name? Is the names on tip? I need to drink. I need to drink some tea. I need to get right. But the young man who lost his life and allegedly whistling to the white woman.
Emmett Till.
Dang, why was I getting that? Forgive me, viewers. It's been a long morning. But Emmett Till is giving me how she's allegedly saying that this person is doing something that they're not. We're watching the same exchange that you're watching, and literally you are saying, did you? I can say her name however way I please. I don't gotta say her name the way y'all tell me to say her name and turn around and say you're disrespecting me by calling me racist.
Yes.
But you're literally saying, and this is how white women like that present. They will say something and it has to be Bible for what they say. And then we are looking at the same exchange happen, yet she can accuse him of calling her a racist. No, you are a racist. He just said pronounce her name correctly. Pronounce this black woman's name correctly. Because nobody's saying your name. Schnokovich, Lamokovich, whatever. Okay, Schnukenwitz. Okay, people always want to get the Snockenwatsons and all that stuff correctly. Okay, and here we are, and you can't pronounce this woman's correctly. Even Black people ourselves in our community, we had to say collectively, let's get her name correctly.
That's right.
Shakari. We had to not be Shakariing her, although we had to Shakari her. That is her
Yes.
name. Okay, so say it correctly. If we can, like I said, say the Michael Wetzovitz and all those other people's names, and something so much so that we have to get those names right, that I thought pronouncing Walls was Waltz, because I've been trying to pronounce white people's last names correctly for my whole entire life while they've been disrespecting mine. Oh no, baby, it's 2024. Get my name correct.
I was gonna say I dropped the link there for you. Yeah, there she goes. These boys were so easily triggered.
I just want to point out, because I was wondering why I wasn't finding it. The account that I was scrolling through was her, not personal, but
this is her professional
non-government account. This is her official congressional account. She's doing this from her, where they usually just put out the scripted PR friendly crap. She's like,
they just straight up put it out.
This is why these devils have to be pushed back into the dregs of society. They cannot be allowed to show their faces in public because they are genuinely demented and evil people who get joy out of causing other people harm. I forgot who said it, but somebody said this is directly analogous. This is the same as the Kunta Kinte story, where they try to force him to call him another name. He said, no, my name is Kunta Kinte. And they cut off his foot because he refused to be called another name. This right here, is it triggering? That's what they want. They want it to be triggering. They want to cause you that emotional distress. They want to cause you that psychic trauma that they want to put on you. But the fact of the matter is that she is wading into a whole nother level of outright racism, publicly doing so by calling these gentlemen boys. Boys, you scallywag heifer. These are men.
They're men, and they're Black men, and and our vice president, I'm saying our vice president is a Black woman because she said she was a Black woman. And if y'all don't know it, I have a whole clip of her saying she's a Black woman in my first episode of Shades of Good News. So, and a Black woman. This white woman thinks that she is a superior being, and whatever she says goes. She didn't say much. There was nothing that she said that had any. The reason why you got the opportunities that you probably got, ladies, because your whiteness. It seems like you're very dense. It doesn't seem like you have much to go off of. The fact that you can sit here and play stupid, we will treat you as such.
Yes.
Okay, but you will, when it comes to our Madam Vice President,
come on,
Kamala Harris, you will at least get her name correct. Since you don't want to call her vice president and respect her as such, get her name correct. She went from there to now she's America. She's running things around here. And no matter what these people like her try to say and try to just make it seem like we can't even respect her in the least at this table.
It's a game.
It is a game, but they want to make sure they keep that disrespect. We will never allow a Black woman to be above us, to be in a position that's above us. Did you see how she had to list off the things that she did in her life? Did you hear that? Girl, we don't give a damn
at all.
Dust.
Go eat a meal or something, looking like skeletons on stage.
Man, I seen it. I didn't want to say something because I was like, baby,
go get a suntan, baby.
She's giving okay, we're not doing body shaming, but when you a nasty person like that, we're gonna have to come for you. Okay, and that's what it is. And it ain't even about just riding for Kamala. It's this. If you can do this to this woman, we know that you've done this to a regular woman in the aisle 4 at Publix, because you give me a Southern trash. So you're probably aisle 4 at Publix.
I got to put a video together, and I wish I had time to do it. But if we just take the clips of MAGA being just downright nasty, right? And maybe evil isn't the best word because a lot of people can't connect the spiritual side of it, but nasty. You have the one guy who passed out counterfeit $5 bills to homeless people so that they would get arrested. And he did that in the name of MAGA. You had another girl who came out. She was a young girl who came out and really just called everyone who was a liberal, called them the ugly losers, nerds from high school that never got any sex, like just going down some really basic ignorant stuff that is like Mean Girls level, the movie Mean Girls, but like actually even more tacky. And you have video after video after video of them making their entire persona and careers. The way they get ahead in MAGA is by being the nastiest little twats they could possibly be. I think if we put a mashup of all of them doing that, it would really show America what they're dealing with. You're dealing with the nastiest person you ever met in life. The entirety of MAGA is nothing but a cesspool of people who are the nastiest people they have ever. You have never met people nastier than these devils.
Like really, if like literally, if you go back to the 4 years when we started doing all of this, and like I said later for y'all, if you really put together every single person that we talked about that's been under this punk ass man's reign is just nasty. And just devilish and just evil. They have the spirit of evil on them.
Harming people.
Yes.
Many people died because of Trump, under Trump's administration. People died just for being black. People died for the irresponsible misinformation that was provided to the nation under Donald Trump's presidency about COVID. People were attacking our frontline workers because of Donald Trump's and his friends' words. And this is what we have to remember. There is no lesser of two evils. That conversation is not, it doesn't apply to this situation.
Does not at all.
There are things that we still don't like about Kamala Harris, but if this is the time that y'all want to say that this is a lesser of two evils things, absolutely not. All politicians do have blood on their hands, and we'll get to that after she is seated, because we're gonna do our damnedest to get her in there. But because Donald Trump is not good for the nation. He's not good for the people. And his not only his story and his history, his track record, he is a felon. Think about that. The felons that's on the street saying, man, it's Donald Trump, though. I love Trump. He had that money. I'm not saying that the people are saying that are black, but I am mad at the black ones that are saying that with the records, and you can't even vote.
You can't vote. And this man
can't even vote, bro.
This man went and voted as a felon. And if you were any other person in Florida voting as a felon, you'd be in jail.
And then here you are, Donald Trump, his felony record, but his felony record as a white man who's done God knows all this stuff still gives him the ability to run for president. And he made sure, this is why I said Project 2025, while it may be pulled down from the internets and they said that it all crumbled apart, some of the things that they had in there already came to fruition under the Donald Trump administration that he placed there, that even into the Biden administration, things would still go as according to that 2025 plan. Okay, let's be honest. So do not play in our face on these here internets to put out propaganda about like Donald Trump and friends and try to make it seem like things that he didn't do, he did. Like we cannot, there's nothing. Donald Trump did a whole war began in the first few months of his presidency because he said he's going to uphold these what were they, murals, not murals, these statues,
monuments.
Monuments of, and when we said we wanted to tear them down and did so, people went to the streets and Donald Trump was like, we can't let them do this. This man literally sat here and said he wanted to just recently first of all, he gave himself immunization. Okay, for the things that he did while he was president. We should find that as problematic. And he made sure he put together the Supreme Court to make sure that that goes through. Project 2025 doing what it needed to do. Now he's talking about giving police officers immunity.
Come on.
Let's think about that. Police officers immunity.
100% immunity, Rebecca. Not just
100%. So and y'all know y'all forgot her name, but I'm still thinking about that day in the kitchen and that boiling pot of water. Sonia Massey. Let's be honest. And those will be the kind of cops that get away with whatever they've done. The people that killed George Floyd. Okay, Breonna Taylor just shooting through walls and saying, oops, my bad.
Yep. Can I add one other detail on their nastiness? Y'all, we are dealing with the type of person that knows they have COVID and intentionally goes and spreads it.
Yep.
This is the type of people they will sneeze on you intentionally because they want you to get sick. This is how utterly twisted, depraved, and just downright nasty these devils are. And this is why you cannot compare them. Listen, there's plenty that's wrong with the Democratic Party, which honestly, with Tim Walz and the Kamala ticket already, they actually are trying. They're going in a different direction than the regular Democratic Party goes.
They are. Yeah.
We could debate on the policy straight up, but just in terms of the caliber of people, you all are inviting the sickest and the most depraved devils to have power. These are the people you want, the kind of people who come to your house and intentionally spread COVID-19.
Absolutely. And they want it because these are the same people that were intentionally giving misinformation to folks about COVID-19. People were these people got on their mics, okay, and told people to inject themselves with things. And that kind of. Well, speaking of, we're blacking out here with our DJ gotta go. The rainbow flag
DJ.
The rainbow flag is up in representation of our DJ, and he has to head out of here. Bubba, we love you,
love you, brother.
I love y'all too, man.
On next Saturday.
It popped back on. It ain't gonna stay on for long, right? Okay. I love y'all too, and I'll see y'all next week. I'll be here. All right. Love y'all.
All right.
Bye.
You. Bye. Not you.
You want to let the word cut off. He had to let it finish.
Yeah, let it come back. All right. And he's out. But no, all of that to say this is what we're dealing with. And we have to fight against. Just because you took project or you guys are claiming that Project 2025 isn't real, you're not attached to it, you guys being Trump and friends. Although most of the things that they were really setting it up. I remember we played it on the show. We played what the website had a training video of. They began it and basically they were saying to get ready for like a war. Train yourselves up. Here's the rules. Here's what we're going to do. That's why we had to get on the call immediately. 40,000 Black women had to get on a Zoom call and they had to set the ground rules about how this is going to go. Because and I learned Jataka Edie, who is the one of the founders of the Win with Black Women, who's responsible for the 40,000 on the Zoom call. But I learned that 4 years ago, they got together in 2020 because of what they saw happening just from her running for vice president, her being Kamala Harris. They got together to figure out what they can do to protect her. Her because they knew what was going to happen.
That's good.
And 4 years later, it's a full circle moment, and they knew they needed to get on a call and to get her in place, but know what are we going to do to protect Black women, her and Black women, because we know what it's going to look like. Black people under Donald Trump are not safe. Whether or not if you are not the one Black, like he wants to call y'all,
my African American,
if you're not the one African American, the one Black, you saw the ones that supported him, they end up dying or we never see them again.
Getting teeth knocked out. Yeah, so and toothless.
He's knocked out, toothless. He doesn't care about you no more. Getting thrown out on the lawn of the White House. Omarosa. I remember. The man, another man, I can't remember his name. The former boxer. That we covered, Herschel Walker.
No, football player. That's Herschel Walker.
Oh, football player. We haven't heard about why I say he's a former boxer, because that I think
he look like he got punched a few too many times.
He does. But him, we haven't seen him since. All of these people. Candace Owens that tried to slide herself somewhere else after Fox, I believe, dropped her, or whoever dropped her. She tried to slide on over to all the Black community, selling us BS, and then dipping out and going back to where she came from.
And and let's be real, like there's a certain breed of Negro that is going to buy into it, that has bought into this. There's a good percentage of Black folks who ain't going to support Kamala because they buy into this. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that this election cycle has come around, because we are really seeing the parting. It's a division that's happening, and I think it's a good one. You have these folks over here who, one, they all hate women. Let's just, I got to start there. Like this group of people who are black folks, particularly who are attacking Kamala Harris, there's something they all have in common. They all hate women, and then they especially hate black women. But then there are people who just are just downright evil and insidious, and they don't care about anyone else. The type of people, Rebecca, who, and I keep bringing this back to COVID, but these are the folks who went and got the vaccine for themselves in Florida. Do you remember Ron DeSantis at the beginning of the pandemic? The priority for the vaccines went to white zip codes first.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go to a white community to get a vaccine first. Now, these are the same people who got the vaccines for themselves, but they're nasty enough to tell the rest of the world, don't get vaccines, right? This is the caliber of person that we're dealing with. Conspiracy theories. We're dealing with all these folks, and they're all finding each other. They're black, they're white, they're Asian, they're Indian, they're whatever. They're very diverse, but we needed to see those black folks amongst us who are just downright MAGA to their souls so that we can distance ourselves from them. I would much rather be around a multicultural group of folks, they ain't even got to be black, than to be around these black folks who buy in to MAGA. These black folks who buy into Donald Trump selling you golden sneakers, who buy into Donald Trump giving you these second-rate rappers and saying, oh, he's one of us, he's a hood conservative. All this, now y'all going over there. Y'all were never invited to the barbecue, the family reunion in the first place.
Never. And that's why I ain't going to that cookout. And I'm gonna tell you why, because the cookout is full of cranberries and stuff, because them people that's on the other side was inviting them in secret, and then they started inviting them in out loud and then getting a check for it. And that's why I don't want that food no more. I'm out of that cookout. I'm not there anymore. I'm on this side of it, and that's the side of the people. And where we know we got to do the work, where we're holding each other accountable, where we're not acting like because we love somebody, we can't hold their hand and be like, hey sis, that's not a good wig. Okay. we're on that side of it.
Oh my goodness.
But I say that to say, pay attention and really armor yourselves, guys, with, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to come to you, which I've seen online, and try to mix up the words, throw them out there. My nephew came to me and said, I'm so, if we didn't, he got this from TikTok, and I had to get him together on how he's wording it. But something on TikTok told him Michelle Obama is responsible for kids not being able to have school lunches. My nephew is 11.
They're starting earlier and earlier. Listen, they have a full-fledged campaign of convincing the young people that Donald Trump is something to like, and he's like a meme. He's a figure for them, and they know he's a little off, and he might be a little bad, but it's funny stuff, and it's stuff that they can laugh at. And so you have this whole campaign that's recruiting an entire generation of young folks, and we're gonna have to do, especially young boys. Young boys are under attack from this same campaign. We're going to have to deprogram these kids in a few years, or else they will be a voting bloc that has the mentality of MAGA, because they would have been raised by MAGA.
Mm-hmm. And that's the saddest part about it. They are trying to get the kids early MAGA, and they will put in these babies' heads, doctrinate them with pure racism, send them off to school. And the schools are now matching those vibes by forcing these kids to learn or be taught some. I remember when there was that moment, because Ben, you remember this moment, because we had just got on, like it or not, and even during 2020, they started saying, you know what, let's teach the kids about LGBTQIA+. Let's do all of that. Immediately, they started blaming the LGBTQIA+ community for mass murders. Then they started banning books. Yeah. Then they started, and now they want to indoctrinate the children with stuff that ain't even. We already were indoctrinated with BS and lies. Right. Christopher Columbus was a huge scandal for me when I first heard. Wait a second. So none of that is true. And of course, thankful to my university, Florida A&M University, the #1 HBCU in the nation, to actually have helped me unlearn. And y'all that I'm looking at right now, y'all come from families where they indoctrinated y'all with racism, and I'm gonna need y'all to unlearn. And it's okay to unlearn things.
That's right.
It's okay to let things go. I had to unlearn things being Black, being Haitian. I had to unlearn things. Okay, so it's okay to do that. Y'all unlearn stuff. Don't just watch our episode. Be active. Start applying those things to your life, because what's about to happen in the next few, I don't know how many days to the election it is, to election day, but I know that it's not the same time that it's not the same time frame as we're used to. We're in a sped up process. It's a very important process. It's a very delicate process. So all the things that we're teaching you and talking about with you, don't just listen and think that you're an ally. I need you to apply it. I need you to understand. I need you to apply it and go back to your racist household.
Mm-hmm. Go talk to your people.
And at that dinner table, be willing to shake it up. Shake that table like it's a overcooked steak.
Have you ever seen the show Evil from CBS? You probably wouldn't want to, just by the name of it, right? It's almost like it's almost as bad as a show called Lucifer. Remember that show, Lucifer?
I remember that, and I couldn't watch that either.
I mean, crazy enough, I love the Lord, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, all fire baptized, but Lucifer was a great show. Evil really has shown me. They have a line in there that really resonated. It said, "Evil is organizing. They have found each other on social media and they are organizing." And that's what we're dealing with right now. The sickest and the most twisted, I don't want to say sickest, but the most twisted and the nastiest and the most demented people you have ever met in your life have now found each other online, and they're patting each other on the back, and they're saying, yeah, man, this is the right thing to do. Yeah, we need a civil war. Yeah, let's deport 10 million immigrants. Yeah, let's give cops immunity so they can kill more Black folks. And they're organizing with a lot of money behind them. And this is why we're having such a big fight. I was reading in the comment section where you literally have your average Joe white folks who are walking around here thinking and ready to go into a full-blown racial civil war because evil has organized at the highest levels through social media, and they've been spending millions and millions of dollars for the last 4 years convincing these white dudes that they need to get their guns and be ready for a racial civil war.
Yeah, and that they are taking that in the literal sense. And they are getting ready for a racial civil war. But we got to this is why people don't understand why we walk around here. We got our own life anxiety and stress and all this stuff, but then we have to step outside and have to deal with this every single day. Just because you choose to live in a safer neighborhood, is it that safe? They say it's safe on paper, but your Black behind get up in that neighborhood. Is it safe for you?
Yeah.
I gotta
deal with that. Funny, Rebecca, these dumb behind rappers, first of all, they're not even, I don't even know. I'm a hip hop head and I don't even know none of these rappers who are supporting Donald Trump. Like, where they come from? How many
50 Cent?
They didn't go platinum, they went wood.
50 Cent.
I mean, 50 Cent, but 50 Cent is a switch out, right? He came out first and said, I ain't gonna support Donald Trump, and then somebody wrote him a check, so he's gonna say it. But I'm talking about all these lower grade rappers that don't have enough money to avoid getting shot by the cops like 50 Cent. 50 Cent's well known enough to be able to avoid that kind of confrontation. But what blows me away is that you have an entire breed of Black folk who are literally the targets of MAGA. You are the target of MAGA and you support them? It's almost like, if I was as insidious and twisted as they are, I would want to sit back, watch them win, and watch every one of those rappers who support him get their head busted by the cops. And I'd be like, I'll give you my thoughts and prayers because you wanted it. You wanted it because it gave you 5 seconds of clout on the internet.
And that's what I think about Candace Owens and a lot of people like her. And let me tell you something. For me, I'm in the forgiving business. There's room for everybody here. I haven't been the best myself. There are comments and beliefs that I had because I was indoctrinated. I had to unlearn. And I think that there is room for people, but people come here just waiting for that side to call them back, and they will run back to that side as if they're an addict, but they know it's the money. It's that they are willing to switch over, not because they believe in that thing. They understand what they're doing will not save them when they go to a gas station and are followed by the cops or whatever, it won't save them. You're still black. Okay. You're still black. But in this time, it's going to be a bit heightened. Not a bit. We know it's going to be heightened. And we know under any administration, it's going to be heightened because white folks ain't going to like it. They're not going to like it. And they're already being taught as this army is being created. The Trumpites are being created. When we always see the rallies that are being held, it's almost giving a white nationalist rally, KKK rallies.
Yes.
And they're openly saying, they're openly dog whistling so many different things that we know we can say, hold on, did he just call me an ER and say he gonna pull up to my
Mace calling them boys?
Yep. And make sure y'all stay strapped type of vibes against black folks and to continue to keep America white. That's what it was giving. Make America white again. That's what it gives. And I said white with the H in front of the W because that's where they're coming from. You know it. And we got to protect ourselves. It's so sad that when I go to the grocery store, I got to think about the times that I'm going to the grocery store. I'm still getting those vibes at the grocery store. Under these times, we don't know what's going to happen, but we also want to know that we are creating safe space, safe futures, like our ancestors who were going through it didn't know that today would come, and it did. So we got to make sure we're on the right side of it, guys. There are people who are going to be misogynistic and say, because she's a woman, all these things are going to come into play. Literally. But that's also a part of a systemic thing. And it's also part of a racist thing. It's all in there. It's all tied up in everything that represents Donald Trump. That white woman sat on that white lady, whatever her name is, Machi, whoever, she sat at that table and carried over all of those misogynists. She's a woman, a white woman, but thought that because she got all these degrees to the knees that we needed to respect her over the vice president. Let's be motherfucking for real.
And the funny thing is, it's just like these black folks who support MAGA, right, are going to find themselves the very demographic of Negro that is supporting MAGA, you are the targets of the cops. It's just like women supporting MAGA. They literally advocate for you not to be able to vote. They literally advocate for you not to be able to work, for you to have to stay at home. You actually have, in the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis made alimony more difficult. And there are so many MAGA women down here who are like, what am I going to do? I can't even get alimony now. Well, yeah, that was the whole point. They hate women. And you're finding there's a lot of black men who hate women too, so they buy into this. I heard this from some folks I know, that there's some black men that I know who ain't voting for Kamala because they don't believe that women should lead the country. I'm like, y'all are so dumb. Y'all are just on the next level of dumb, and you do rather deserve everything that MAGA would do to you. But I'm trying to raise kids here, so we're gonna have to beat them. I can't live in that where I want them to get what they've reap what they've sown. But at the end of the day, man, it really boils down to what you said. It is a level of male hatred of women. And then you have black folks who buy into that. And then they're buying also into the very cops that are going to beat you across the head with full immunity now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And having these type of conversations are tough. I ain't talking about white folks. Y'all got a job to do. Make sure you have the conversations at your table. But I'm talking about with black folks, talking to your cousin and them, and they like, well, Dr. Umar did say, and I'm like, hold on now. Okay. He did say that and he's correct about this, but he was wrong about this.
Come on.
I was having a conversation with somebody over the phone and he's like, so what you trying to tell me? These are the people that start. I'm like, I actually cover this stuff every single day. I read the articles. When I don't understand something, I have to go find the video of that person. And while I chuckle and laugh at Dr. Umar because I think he's funny, this man is a psychologist and he gets you guys off of that. He can literally say a whole bunch of stuff, get all in your heads and y'all go with it. That's what he's an expert as. Y'all take, because he says big old words and says it in a poetic manner, that whatever he's saying is Bible. And there are so many things that people can say in just the Breakfast Club interview where he said amazing things, but he also got some things wrong. People just think that because those things were amazing, they can stick with that. No, it is very problematic in our community, because those type of people will come in with that misogynistic verbiage and utilize that when you're trying to tell them that this is our only option right now. Why are you are you gonna vote? I had to tell him, hey, why are you saying all this, Dr. Umar? And here you go. The first thing that I heard was, but what she did to all them black men, incarcerated them. And I said, sir, there's 1.95 million videos that actually were able to debunk that and give you guys the actual program that she was working on. I'm not saying she was perfect, because I don't like no kind of cop. But what I'm telling you is that is a lie. And the program that she actually created in the Biden administration actually is for, incarcerated folks, and to help. You gotta go.
It was 59 black dudes that got arrested, that got charged under her entire term for drugs, for I think for weed. 59. Right. But they turned that into thousands.
Oh, and for years
they just said she arrested thousands of black men.
Hundreds of thousands.
59.
And it was 59. And there was a program that she created to help reduce, or try to help reduce that, to try to figure out, I don't know. And I had to tell him that. He's like, but so you saying, let me not do that, because I'm not gonna do this accent. He's gonna know I'm out here doing that. But he's like, so you saying, he's like,
you started to reveal the
I started to reveal. He's like, so you saying that, so she did. So you do agree with, can she put a program? No, I'm telling you that under her, you are trying to, you literally are telling me a talking point that Dr. Umar said, but I'm telling you that it was wrong because here and here and here. So you saying that you don't believe that black men should not be incarcerated? Oh my God. That is not what I said.
Oh, you know what, Rebecca? I'm glad about it, though. You know I'm glad about it because it shows you who they really are. It shows you the level of their thinking. It says that this is the cap of their thinking. This is as far as they have allowed themselves to intellectually grow, and they built a monument around ignorance, and they're living out loud and proud in their ignorance. That's a person you don't need to be around anyway.
And I'm not. And this phone call just happened to be something I picked up, and I shouldn't have. I said, oh, the past is calling. Sometimes you got to leave the past in the past, because then that ignorance.
Oh, you said past. I thought you said pastor. I said, oh, he's a pastor.
No, not the pastor. The past is calling. Okay. I do love, though. I was listening. I was watching, because I've been watching Smokey Norfolk lately, because it's been that preacher's been doing his thing.
My wife watches him every day.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, see,
right?
shout out. See, that man, I love when you don't gotta, it's just you and the mic.
Yeah.
I love when it's just you and the mic. I ain't talking about Mike Todd, but I said I just love when you in the microphone. All of the theatrics, my actual pastor here is very theatrical. Love him, mean it, but sometimes I just need the word. And Smokey Norfolk had the audacity on this, I think this past Sunday, I want to say.
Time to fight.
To actually rally his church up in a way where he backed it up with the word. A lot of people are afraid right now, even in the church, to rally up, because he's usually somebody that says, we're not going to politic in the church. But on this day, and for such a time as this, he sees what's going on. And he said, oh no, let me go to scripture and get some help on this. Scripture said it's right here in the word. Now take it to your church. And he did. The white folks are in there utilizing this Bible for people to go out and say that it's okay to kill, steal, kill, and destroy black folks.
Yes.
So black folks sitting back like, we
can't talk about politics in church.
We can't. And that's who said that?
White folks.
Exactly.
White Christians who are talking about politics in church. They're the ones who told you.
Exactly. Get yourself together or you'll be left behind. Literally.
Oh, and I hate that it's such a big percentage of black folks. I mean, it's not a big percentage. You're talking about like maybe 20% of black folks. That's just 20% too much for me. I thought we were better than that. I thought we were at least 99% understanding of what's happening in the world. But you got about 20% of black folks who really have capped out their intellectual capacity, because somewhere to some barbershop or some beauty salon or somebody's YouTube video. Yeah, you know what? Let me stop my thought. It is the fact that there are millions of dollars being spent right now pushing these YouTube videos from like people like Officer Tatum, from Candace Owens, from the Hodge twins. They put a black and you notice interracial marriage is quite fine with me. But you'll notice every single person they put in front of you has got a white spouse who's connected to MAGA. From Candace Owens to the Hodge twins to Officer Tatum, and they are pushing this in the black community. And so now you have a whole lot of black folks who've done nothing but listen to these devils, these black devils, for the last 4 years. And now they're saying, oh, we can't have a woman president.
No, now that's where the line is drawn. At first they were saying Donald Trump ain't for the black people. Look what that man is saying. There's that group of people. But as soon as Kamala came in,
oh, we can't have a
like,
woman.
oh no, we can't. No, we gotta. Donald Trump may be bad, but he ain't got no vagina.
And these are the same, bro. I called an Uber the other day, and I ended up getting stuck with a MAGA evangelist. MAGA has evangelists, y'all, huh?
The driver was a MAGA evangelist.
Driver was he would not stop talking about just like the guy who came and fixed my refrigerator. He came in, he was evangelizing about MAGA. And the one thing that stood out to me that he said the whole time, I was trying to pretend like I'm asleep. I'm like, dude, I'm asleep. Leave me alone. But he was talking about he's 60 years old and he has finally learned that he should listen to his wife, because he finally listened to her at 60 something years old, Rebecca, and said, oh, she's making some good points. And she was making good. I listened enough to get this. She was making good points about their financial situation. You mean to tell me, you dummy, you have been in a financial strain all this time you've been married, and your wife has just been sitting back there trying to tell you, babe, do it this way, babe, try it this way. And you didn't catch it until you were 60 years old. This is the caliber of man y'all are dealing with.
Yes, it is.
This is what MAGA is revealing. Let them be revealed and stay away from them, because y'all will be 60 years old just trying to get your money right, because he finally wanted to listen to you.
Well, I was on the okay. There's a video that I shared when I popped up on Twitter, and the lies that are being spread. Unfortunately, this is being spread, I believe, by a 2024 student at the highest of Seven Hills in Tallahassee, Florida. Actually, my alma mater, Florida A&M University, the #1 HBCU in the nation. That might be in the news for other things, but we ain't talking about that on this show. But this young woman, beautiful black girl, and I reposted this video that she posted of. And this is what MAGA is doing, okay? And they want to present it in our face. There's this black girl. She wants to create Republicans for Rattlers Republicans, or bring that back on campus. I have no problem with that, because, again, black people are not a monolith. I have no problem with all of this and that, whatever sides of it. But right now, let's be for real. She shared a video. And this is what MAGA likes to do. They like to take black people, Candace Owen like little things, breed them up young now. And here we are, train them up, right? And this black woman is crying on video, and she says, I'm sorry. She's crying. And she says, you know, it's on Twitter. Can we grab it? Because I can show you better than I can tell you.
What give me the description.
It's gonna be my latest post on my Twitter. And I talk about how I want us to break it down in conversation. So basically, while Ben grabs it, it's on my Twitter. It's a video of a woman who is a black woman who was actually in tears because an immigrant came to buy her food truck, and she asked him how he was able to buy it. He showed her, hey, I got a loan from the bank. And she was like, that's crazy. They're coming here, basically giving they're coming here and being given all the things I had to work 6 jobs for. Please play that video.
David, moving faster than I can.
Well, I thought David was gone. There he go. He's right here. Thank you, David.
To go out to our vice president, who's running for president. I have heard all over social media about, excuse me if I say anything wrong, immigrants getting loans, money. It was hard for me to believe. It was just extremely hard for me to believe. I've been in business such a long time. Back in 2019, I purchased my first food truck. It cost me over $25,000. I paid it cash money. I worked hard to pay for this truck. I'm now selling it, because I'm doing other things, but I'm selling it. I had a guy come to look at purchasing my vehicle or my food truck. And he explained to me he's an illegal immigrant. He has no credit. He has no money in the bank. But he showed me his paperwork that he will receive funds to purchase my food truck. I'm thankful that he's buying it, but I'm hurt that I work so hard to pay cash for my food truck. I have good credit, can't even get a business loan because of the color of my skin. I have veterans in my family. I'm a veteran. I've been self-employed for so long.
He's buying your truck, lady.
But somebody, please tell me, how do I work so hard
Oh my God.
to have somebody who comes to this country?
I'm so sorry.
Not long, no credit. And he shows me paperwork where they'll be funding him money to buy my food truck. And when I talked to the bank, they told me usually they have to go straight to a dealership because I'm a private sale. But for special circumstances, they're going to, they allow it. But I need my president to tell me why I worked so hard all these years, all these decades. Couldn't get a business loan, but I bust my ass to get the money to create my business. And we got immigrants coming here. And they're getting money. Money! We're doing
She's trying to make her cry so hard.
But just being
It's the effort
it's
is
not
crazy.
right, and I want answers.
You got the check. First of all, you're selling your truck. One, be grateful that you're able to sell the truck. You know how many folks can't get rid of their food truck lined up all down the street in this city that I live in.
Yes. Yes,
I
Ben.
need this message.
And here's the thing: the girl that posted it again, I don't want to give her no, but she is a FAMU, and again, freedom. But it's what she said. She says when she posted, she said, "I can see her tears in this. I can feel her heart. I can feel it." The comment section went absolutely, oh my God. She starts and she says this. She said this video is for the vice president. She didn't say it's for the president. She didn't say it's because of the previous president.
She didn't say it's for the banks.
She didn't say it's for the banks. I had to chime in and say, hey, lady, let me say this. I worked for the popular bank of the nation. Okay? And that bank, I know, I worked in a department where it had to be loans given to businesses that were mostly given to, these loans were mostly, or we were calling to collect from mostly immigrant people. Okay. And they were Hispanic mostly. And I said, when I looked at the terms on their original loans, these are loans that they were giving them, and they were astronomically high APRs and the lowest loan you can think of. But for an immigrant, getting that opportunity is such a huge thing to them to start their business or whatever. So then they prey on these people. After that, the fear mongering that goes into what because of rules now, they can't do that anymore the way they used to. But these people used to get calls and say, you're going to go to jail. We're going to send you back to your country. The people that I work with told me how they used to use cell phones and call these people and tell them all these type of things, fear mongering. And they will do that to literally get their money back. But they will allow other people. And again, I've seen it. I've been looking at the difference between how they do the business loans and how they do with the Hispanics. And mind you, they will tell them to bank with them, this particular bank. And then once you don't pay, they will take your money.
Yes. And your property and your possession.
They will take everything from you. And I've literally seen it. These people will be calling and said, and mind you, I would see their history. These people will pay every year for the last 25 years. But this one year when they went into a hardship, they got it got crazy for them. The bank was like, hell, I don't care. I don't care how long you've been with us, 25 years to 50 years. There's a man that was on his deathbed, y'all.
They wanted that money.
He said, I just don't. He told me he was going to try to get it. And he said, I don't have long to live. I lost my wife a month ago. I don't have, and don't, y'all, I had to do that. And I had to make my own rules. And they were saying, oh, you can't do that. You can't. I'm like, no, you're a scammy ass bank. You are scamming folks because they're immigrants. And then this type of rhetoric right here, she started out again. She said this message is for the vice president who is running for president. Why is it particularly to only Kamala Harris?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why? So this lets me know this right here is some kind of propaganda. Again, propaganda, definitely sent from the Blacks for Trump type of vibes.
Right.
Because your food truck is being bought, my good sis, and the tiers that you're pushing at the end of it, it doesn't give me anything. Because I'm still trying to understand. You have opportunity. You worked your behind off to get the truck. Like you did that for you. Be proud, because the people it ain't the immigrants. The people that have always benefited from that system has been white. Why haven't you talked about you had to work your behind off while white people were rolling in there with nothing and getting loans? It's been the system here. It's been the system here. You are playing into the whole thing of it's immigrants, the same rhetoric that Donald Trump used at that debate that was sickening to see with Joe Biden. And he said, immigrants are taking Black jobs.
Yeah.
And here is where that rhetoric has taken a life of its own. And now people are making videos like this and pushing that same false narrative that Donald Trump said.
Right. So you hit on a couple key things. Like I didn't even know about the APR, like the obscene interest rates that they charge these immigrants on these loans. Right. But a couple things I got to point out. This person who's posting this, that account right there with the red hat, I mean, therefore I am. And you read it and they're talking bad about immigrants. This person is an immigrant from Turkey. Oh, I'm sorry, from Poland. This person is an immigrant from Poland who's making money in the United States of America off of fueling hatred towards immigrants. But she knows, it's a she knows that it's a certain type of immigrant that's going to be the target of this. It's going to be Black immigrants first, brown immigrants a very close second. They're going to come after the dark. They're not going to come after an immigrant from Poland. Nah, just blend in. Like, they let Melania in. Matter of fact, Elon Musk was an illegal immigrant for a little while there. So they, white immigrants, they're fine, right? But they're going to use this and they're going to find Black folks who have. Sometimes there's legitimate grievances with how Black communities are treated in respect to immigrants communities, particularly when it comes to like they will put immigrants in our communities. There's some legitimate grievances here, but what she's talking about is not one of them. What she's talking about is a systemic problem that has.
Oh, did we lose Ben?
I don't know how long this Black publishing company has been around, at least probably about 60 years, about 60 years. And this is a multi-million-dollar company that has never been given a credit line from a single bank in their history. This is not the fault of VP Kamala Harris. This is a structured American thing targeting Black folks specifically, redlining. I mean, like, my God, like we really going to talk about it. You got to get into the nuances of it and talk about redlining, how they specifically targeted Black folks. But who was it? Was it Kamala Harris? No. Who was it? Was it like Democrats? Yeah, it was Democrats, Republicans, and white folks in general who did not want Black folks to get nothing. And so, yes, we are still living with that baggage, but it ain't because of immigrants. They just found a batch of folks who they can exploit even more. So
exploit and prey upon, period. Right. Just like the system, the financial institution here in America isn't good. And we have to understand that because it preys upon even, like I told you, students. We know that they once they get these kids independently outside of their parents' household, they can put these kids in debt. Come and get this credit card. Come and get this credit card so you can be able to do this. High APRs. And you're right, Lanzetta, in the chat. A lot of people do not understand the loan process. And as I started to understand it, when I purchased or tried to get my first card that was years and years old and had a huge APR on it, even though they tried to guise it under the low payment rate, but now you got a 17-year car payment on a car that's $19.94, and the APR is sky high. And if you don't pay that, they're willing or threatening to take every single thing from you.
Because the threat of deportation is powerful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on. They know they can't threaten black folks with deportation. We'd be like, hey, take it, whatever. We about to die anyway. Live, have it. But now you threaten an immigrant with deportation, they will do whatever they got to do. It is a racket, and I'm sorry, Rebecca, I'm going to cut you off.
No,
but
you're fine.
It is not even an executive branch level issue.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's capitalism. Let's keep it 100. It is capitalism that will find every way to exploit. You know how they exploit us even more right now? Overdraft fees. And I know you know about that because you work for the folks who used to charge.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Capitalism up and down. Your problem is with capitalism, racial capitalism, to be sure.
Thank you.
But it's capitalism.
It's absolutely capitalism. And so a lot of people are getting on the right are pushing that misinformation. There's videos all over the place. And this young girl who reposted this particular page, who, like I said, dang girl, you got to be from fam. We already in the news for all these other things. Just shut up. But her having to repost that lets me know she doesn't even understand. She knows that this post is really just to attack Kamala Harris in this moment. Because like you said, Ben, somebody put up your throwaway comment. He's buying your truck, lady. Like, and you're still selling it to. Why are we
trying so hard to fake a tear? Ain't nothing funnier than somebody faking a tear. But I tell you, I swear to God. No, I don't swear to God no more. I'm sorry.
Right. Look, we trying to change,
right.
And y'all are trying to make us unwhole. This ain't it. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the great representation of what the MAGA is doing. It's fake tears, fake outrage. Trying to center it around the immigrants actually being the ones to get the loans. When lady in this country, since Yo Behind came here, white folks have been getting loans, and the same. This is systemic. This has been a thing. Don't try to narrow it down to immigrants and Kamala Harris, the vice president. You didn't even say Joe Biden, ho. Like, I'm just sick of it all. Like, why did you like, what are we talking about?
What she's really asking for here is why on earth aren't you as racist to the immigrants as you've been to black folks? That's what she's asking. She's not asking for us to fix the structural problem. She's saying treat immigrants just as bad as you treat black folks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And at this point, we're not going to do it. We will not stand for it. Oh. We will not stand for it. But y'all gotta stop with this. This is old. This used to win people back in 2016, 2015. We not there no more. And I saw right through it. Girl, you sat up on here knowing you had to put that hat on because that piece in the front was not blending, I'm pretty sure. And you are still going to give this truck to that man. If it was such a problem for you right now, if immigrants are such a problem, find somebody, one of your friends and family, to come buy that truck. They did not.
Not a single tear fell from her eye, though. Did you know that?
It was struggle. The evil started to come out her eye.
Yes.
It was red. Like you said, Ben, we got some black evils out there, and she won them.
Look here. That was a Kyle Rittenhouse style cry.
Yes. Remember that? Remember that? Uh-huh. Let's not forget. Ben did it 3 times. Ben, I saw it. That's how bad it was. And is there something going around? Was there something similar of Elon Musk crying that way as well?
Oh no, somebody
it's AI, isn't it?
Somebody AI his face on Kyle.
I said, now why would they do that? It looked so real. I said, now what? Why is he? Look, here go me. Here I go, acting like I'm a Facebook old lady. Now, why he crying? Why he in court?
She did give me some. There's some vibes coming off that video that ain't holy.
It's not. Get out of here. Anywho, we're at the end of the show. I wanted to go into more things, but we're gonna have to wait until next Saturday because the story that I want to go into is pretty evergreen. We're at the end of the show. I hope that if you guys are watching right now, that means that you really was vibing with us. We took you guys through a roller coaster of emotions, but we definitely I hope that we taught you some lessons on how we gonna gear up for this thing. We need to gear up for this thing. It's not about getting a Black woman in office. It's about getting this Black woman in office. She's our only option. But not only that she's our only option, she has been showing up. She has been showing up. So I know a lot of you guys are trying to keep the tally of when the wrongs were, but there were a lot of rights. And on the right, there are a lot of wrongs. Donald Trump has nothing to offer you. And I hope that you can understand that, because next Saturday we will be back to tell you guys how he has nothing to offer you with another story of another loser on the internet providing you misinformation. We'll be right here to let y'all know what is wrong and what is right. Because at the end of the day, when November gets here, I want y'all to know, like it or not, was on the right side of it. Not only because we wanted to be on the right, it doesn't pay us to be on the right. I need y'all to know it does not pay us to be on the right side of it.
Oh my gosh, we tap into MAGA. Oh my God, we tapped into MAGA money. We both be millionaires already.
I'd be like, see ya. You know what I'm saying? I will go ahead and gladly get my bob stiff. Y'all saw the way I had that movement on my first episode of Shades of Good News. I'll be gladly going to get that Candace Owens bob.
There it is, David.
Okay. So at the end of the day, we're here because we know that our lives depend on it. That's crazy. I thought it was so real, and my eyes could not understand what I was saying. AI is dangerous, y'all. AI is dangerous, y'all. AI is dangerous.
She cried just about as good as Kyle. Look at that.
She was doing that
same
cry
energy.
thing. She
same
was.
Trainer.
Ben, you're actually right. I see it. It's a lot. Love you guys so much. Yeah, we're at the end of the show, and I always love being here. I think Saturdays are really my it's a good spot for me to unwind and come here and have our chats and get into politics. Every time I want to run from it, every time I want to put my running shoes on, this show is my favorite. It's my favorite to do. It's my favorite to be on. As you've been on a lot of great platforms. You've done a lot of great things. But here,
I'm ready to retire from politics.
And I listen, and it's all right. And I can still have the conversations, but definitely I want to focus on Shades of Good News because politics drains me. But I know right now ain't nobody holding it down like we do.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it till we gotta stop, until the wheels
fall
off.
I ain't gonna be here forever. Well, he said, Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. What?
You quoting Umar?
Dr. Umar. No, but y'all, listen, I love being here. I love being here on Saturday mornings. It's refreshing, and I hope that you guys love it too. And if you do, you already know what to do. Head over to patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. Unfortunately, I'm not monetized on my page any longer.
Ooh.
I'm not monetized on my page any longer or right now up until October. They gave me a date of October to reapply for monetization. And I wanted y'all to know, if you would like to give to your good sister, you already know where to be at. That's at Becca's Voice on Cash App. That's Becca's Voice on Cash App. I am now doing this full time. So this is my only form of income. So y'all, support Becca's Voice on Cash App, Rebecca Azor at gmail.com, on Zelle and PayPal. That is my whole government email because they already given STDs to everybody's Social Security. We are
STDs.
Well, the STDs got our stuff. The criminals online. They broke into our stuff. Our information is out there. People know where I live. Don't know where I live. That's why I try to mix it up online. Everything is out there, so you might as well have my email. So it's RebeccaZora@gmail.com for all the things. And I really appreciate you guys for the first watch on Shades of Good News. I really do. I didn't know that the support was going to be organically authentic like that, but y'all love me. Y'all really do. And I really appreciate that. Like, I'm grateful for that. So, continue to support. And I don't know. It was such a full circle moment for me when I saw that. So
that was good. That's great, Rebecca.
One thing, I just want to, if you're going to sign up on Patreon, if you have an iPhone, don't use the iOS app. This only applies to new signups, not people that are currently patrons. But you can access the Patreon app after signing up, but use the browser or go on a computer and sign up. Apple is now
charging 30%,
$4 for signups in the Patreon iOS app, and it either comes out of the creators portion or it gets charged onto the new member. And yeah, so more times than not, for our accounts, unfortunately, we barely get anything anyway after the percentage. So to avoid getting charged $4, go onto the website if you're an Apple user.
Yes, Apple. That's why you can't play Fortnite on Apple devices. They got to get that 30%. Yep. Well,
Apple is that's something for another day. No, I just read this comment. Somebody tried to check me, said, I also worked for a popular credit union. I said a bank. I didn't say a credit union. And if you actually worked for a bank, you would everybody knows I did. You would realize how silly your statement is. You need documentation to get a loan. Undocumented immigrants don't have ITIN or anything else needed to get a loan.
No, well, nobody says they were undocumented.
No, but even undocumented people can get loans. They get paperwork. I've seen it. If you have paperwork if you're undocumented, they still call them undocumented if you don't have papers. They can get you something. There are some banks that actually prey on those people to get these type of loans with these certain numbers or whatever the case may be. Even they will find a way. So listen, Mr. Stupid Thomas Anderson on Twitter. Thomas Anderson sounds very slaverish. Yeah, you don't come at me because I actually worked at the bank. And I know there are different banks that actually allow that. And there are people who don't have paperwork.
It's just like you can't hire, you're not supposed to be able to hire undocumented immigrants, but that's the reason they're here in the first place, because you have corporations who always know how to go around the rules and hire undocumented workers.
Like it takes a simple Google for you to see and they call them illegals. Can illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants get bank loans? It's a Google and it'll tell you yes. like it'll tell you yes. Anywho, once again, I am at the end of the show. I love you guys. Please donate to your girl. I'll see you, Ben, next Saturday. Oh, Ben,
yeah.
Don't you have sermons that you do on Sunday? I actually want to catch one of them.
Yeah, man. I'll be preaching. But I'm not preaching tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off because I'm trying to get this workout that I've been working on for 4 years.
Okay, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I got some stuff. I haven't put none online yet, but I got a whole database of sermons.
Your wife had actually sent me a quote that she said, and I actually was using it that day. Because one thing about me, if the quote was good, I'm gonna say it, and I can't remember it now because I need to do some memory exercise.
She told me you use it, and I can't remember what it was either.
And I can't, but it was good. I said that is so good, and she said she had to send me that particular day that you preached. But it was so good. I said, oh, that's good right there. That's good, Jada. He said that's good. I use that for my day actually. But
I've been using your quote. I know we got to go, but your quote, I just gave it to Jada yesterday. If I have no control over it,
if it's out of your hands, it should be
out of your hands. It could be out of your mind. If you have the right to have it out of your mind. Yep.
Yeah. The Lord be putting those things on our spirits or allowing me to listen to music, and I'd be like, that's a good song. Look, they preaching over there. And he will use even a rock to cry out. And I'm gonna listen. All right, Letterhack, thanks for popping in, but we about to leave.
He gave you a shout out earlier, Letterhack at the top of the show. Yep.
Look, we gave you your flowers earlier, but it's time to go. I love you guys again.
Mean it.
I will see you guys next Saturday. I love you. Mean it. Bye.
It's time for Like It or Not.
It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. We'll be back for us. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. We'll be back for us. Let's start this damn show.